In today's video, I'm challenging myself. For every death I get in Oblivion's arena, I spend 1 hour outside surviving in the wild. Expect tough fights, cowardly tactics, and real survival. Building a shelter, eating questionable things, and crafting makeshift weapons. I'm playing on normal difficulty. If I went to master, I'd probably have to live outside. Maybe one day, but for now, let's see how things go. I got started in arena, talked to Owen and had my very first match. To be honest, I went up the ranks relatively easy. I had a tough fight with the yellow team brawler, but he slipped up and I won. Bloodletter was also not too bad, pretty easy actually. They didn't stand much of a chance against my knockoff battle beast with noodle arms. Yeah, no, Myrmidon was definitely tougher. Damn, also I was a fool and tried using something different for my powerful mace. I used my healing tactic, running in circles and healing until I had enough health to continue the fight. Then came warrior rank, and on my first fight, I got killed. Shit. It's also because somehow I didn't learn that using a different weapon was a bad idea. It was definitely the good mace doing the hard work, not me being skillful. Sadly, I lost the footage where she killed me. Again and again. I don't know why I died here so many times. Let's say it adds only 15 minutes for those 4 off-camera deaths, adding 1 hour to my survival timer. So yeah, I went back to my mace and honed in. No more deaths. I had one hell of a tough fight with the yellow team warrior. It was really fun and engaging. In the end, we were both almost dead. Truly a worthy rival. Then came a 1v3, and yeah, that's about as fair as it sounds. Aish, I didn't know how to handle this and jumped around like a damn fool, and sadly got punched to death. Another hour onto the survival timer. I tried again, and because I have a very good understanding of magic, I used my most useful spells, like going invisible, and then hitting the enemy so that they could see where I was. The one thing I did that was actually semi-useful was to summon a zombie. Sadly, they swiped me away, and another hour was added. This time, I summoned the zombie and then we battled. When things got tough, I did what I always do in tense situations. Drink random potions and spam heal. I hopped around, hit and ran. They were weak thanks to my zombie. It was intense, I was so close to dying at certain points, but my strategy worked. That was tough, but now it would probably be easy for a while. I fought a fellow feline. Damn, this guy was basically a copy of me. He just used his sword instead. It was a tough fight, and sadly, at the end, we were both bruised and battered, but he got the better of me, adding another hour to the timer. I got my revenge. At least now I was focused. I only have so much free time on the weekends, so I was locked in, and that's exactly what I did. I also did a quick side mission and killed some vamps for the champ. Then came another 1v3, at least I had pork chop. We got destroyed. Yet another hour added to the survival clock. We then worked together and we kicked their butts, and pork chop enjoyed a victory meal. And yeah, it was time to become the grand champion, and we all know how that goes if you've done the side mission. I won the very difficult fight and became the grand champion. Alright, now it's time for the survival part. Spend 5 hours outside doing survival stuff. Just don't do any of this without proper knowledge or supervision. I love doing it and I've been doing it for years. Okay, I'm done getting my butt kicked in the arena. Now it's time for the survival part of this challenge. I'll be taking my dad along with me because it's always fun to hang out with him. What we will be doing is we'll be remaking this old shelter. We will make some weapons and we will see if there isn't something interesting for us to eat. The tools that we're taking with is my cookery. My dad has his machete over there and a water bottle. Okay, so what we need to do now is we quickly have to cut down a bunch of trees so that we can quickly cover up our base. So we're going to get to that quickly. This is the real reason I brought my dad with. Okay, as you guys can see, the massive tree I'm going to chop down. Alright, so we have a couple of golden orb webs in our way, so what we'll do is we'll just quickly safely relocate them. It's a pity we destroyed their webs, but we didn't see them, so I'll just quickly relocate this little guy. Alright guys, so we've cut down a couple of trees. We'll use those to make our base. We could also have an alternative title for this video, YouTuber cuts down forest, for 10 views.
Just joking, these are popular, so they are invasive to South Africa and they steal all of our water. So the more of these we cut down, the better. So we're going to get started with that.
The shelter structure you see here was actually made a while ago, I think in December, when I wanted to make a Fallout survival video, but sadly my friends and I ran out of time. What you've seen is some footage of what we did back then.
Yeah, so it's starting to take some nice shape now. You guys can see this wall is pretty much done. That wall is pretty much done. All we need to do is the roof, and over here we want to have like a nice view out. All right, as you guys can see, it's finished. It's looking pretty good. It can actually kind of resemble a house if your standards are very low. Let's have a quick look. Nice little window to look through. Yeah, everything's covered up pretty well. And you definitely won't get wet in here. You know, I think it's impossible. It's definitely impossible for you to get wet.
We were happy with our base and decided to make some weapons and test them out.
Okay, so I've made a quick bow and arrow, and I just need to work on the point so that it can penetrate a fish. But I'm quite happy, it's quite strong. Works very nicely. So apparently he's trying to be a stealth archer. Very stealthy.
Alright, so I probably made the weapon that requires the most amount of skill and craftsmanship. As you can see, it's a spear.
We are now happy with our weapons. Now it was time to find some snacks.
Okay, so let's quickly try this out. Oh, so bitter. Alright, so I found a termite mound here. I'm going to quickly dig for some termites. Okay, I got a little termite here. See, he has quite big teeth, so I'm going to put him on the back of my tooth so he doesn't bite my tongue. It tastes like butter. And obviously dirt. Not bad.
So that's the video. I know this probably wasn't what you expected, but I love games, I love survival, and I really enjoy making videos about both. As a micro YouTuber, the only reason I make videos is for fun. Sure, some parts might be cringy, but my dad and I had a good laugh and a lot of fun. And at the end of the day, that's a win for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.